Dangerously Incompetent presents a review of the LT Viz 35 Czechoslovakian Tier 2 light tank. Now this tank, hang about, just a minute. This is a German tank. What am I playing at? Oh, look at that. Those two look extremely similar. In fact, they're pretty much identical. Except the German tank has a bit more engine power, and the Czechoslovakian tank is a bit more accurate and has a bit more penetration in its gun. So, if you know the Panzerkampfwagen 35T, you know the LT Viz 35, and you don't need to watch the rest of this video. For those of you who don't know the Panzerkampfwagen 35T, I shall continue reviewing the LT Viz 35. Let's have a look at a few of the stats. Hit points are pretty average. Engine power a bit on the low side, so its acceleration is low. Top speed, so okay. But don't be fooled by this being called a light tank. You try any active scouting in this thing and you're a dead duck. It's not that fast. Traverse speed is pretty good, but without the acceleration and top speed, it's just wasted really. It's not a manoeuvrable tank. Armour wise, you think, look, 25 on the front. That's much better than most Tier 2 light tanks. But it's no French tank, no French light tank at all. That extra armour isn't really enough to help you, because all the other Tier 2 tanks, apart from maybe machine gun tanks with the teeny tiny caliber ammunition, they can all go straight through your front. No problem at all. I've been butchered a couple of times by tanks such as the M2 light tank and the Panzer II with their autoloaders. They put a clip into you, your armour isn't a problem to them, they take away half your hits. And they're faster and more manoeuvrable, which makes it a real pain playing this tank. Gun-wise, let's have a look at some gun stats, shall we? Rate fire, pretty good. Penetration's pretty good. Average damage, well, that's a bit on the low side, maybe. Accuracy's okay for Tier 2, but snapshots with this amount of accuracy, unless you're really close, you're likely to miss, and it's a fair old amount of aiming time. Sitting around for that long to get the aim in, that'll get you killed. So the gun's okay, but it's not great, it's not powerful. View range is okay, signal range is okay. Where's the gun depression gone? Elevation, -10 is reasonable, but it's not enough to make you a great crest fighting tank. Elevation, +25, that's okay. Turret traverse, that's quite slow. You're going to have to use your track traverse to help get that gun around quick enough. Of course, that'll reset your aiming, which is right pain since it's quite inaccurate to start with and a slowish aiming time. So that's the stats. So what do I think of the tank? Well, it's not bad, but it's not good at anything either. It's in the middle there. It's pretty average. So if I don't want to, with a pretty average tank, you don't want to spend a huge amount of time playing it, especially just a Tier 2. How much to free XP your way through? 130 plus 1055, so just shy of 1200 free XP to get onto the next tank, which is what I'd advise you to do if you've got the free XP spare. If you don't have the free XP spare, then play your way through the tank. It's not bad. 3 decent wins and you're onto the next tank. So just play it through. But I wouldn't advise spending time on it. If you really do want to spend time on it, then you don't need to worry about spending free XP, because all the gun, the turret, the engine, the tracks, they're all just a little bit better. Not really worth spending the free XP on them if you're going to play it through. To my mind, just wait. Just play it one a day on that ×2 first victory to cut down the number of games you play with being stock. Yeah. What did I run with in the equipment slots and the consumables? Small first aid kit, small repair kit, manual fire extinguisher, pretty standard. If you're just playing it through this tank, just the few games you need to get onto the tier 3, then there's the free trinity as ever. The binocular telescopes, toolbox, and camouflage netting. Notice I didn't have a toolbox, I went for improved ventilation class. That's solely because I play a tank 50 times before I do a review. So, for 50,000, so that's 1,000 credits per battle, I had plus 5% to all my crew skills, which is well worth having at that price. But if you're just playing it through, I'll go for the toolbox, save your credits for elsewhere. So, to recap, it's not a bad tank, but it's not a good tank in any particular field. How did I play it? Well, mostly I tried to snipe with it. You get down in tier 2s, loads of noobs, loads of newbies. You just charge, and charge again. And you get to shoot them lots. You get called a coward and clicked on. Your position on the map will be clicked on by your teammates. You'll get reported for it. But it's a sensible thing to do, because this tank can't really mix it up on the front line. It doesn't have the armour for it. It doesn't have the manoeuvrability for it. And its snapshots are quite inaccurate. So all in all, it's not a good tank to have on the front line. It plays more medium support rather than medium breakthrough or medium flank. It's just not fast enough for the flanking, and it doesn't have the speed to go from one side of the map to the other to shore up a defence or take an advantage of a breakthrough. So all in all, not great. You can play it through if you don't have free XP, but otherwise I would suggest free XPing your way through to the tier 3 rather than spending a large amount of time playing this tank. Happy tanking!